What is going on, peoples? Let me know a few things here. If you can hear properly, that's the first thing. And then I'm going to make sure, as usual, that these people are putting me back to pot. I hate having to do this. I really do. I really hate it. Anyway.
The sound is good now.
Good.
You good.
All right. Well, I didn't think I told you what we were talking about today, but
no, you didn't. That's called a sneak attack.
That's a sneak attack.
Snickers attack. That's all right.
Attack.
As long as you tell the truth, if I tell the truth, then I'm gonna be all right.
All right. All right. All right. All right. So here's the deal. We are going to talk about this mask thing because it's been a topic of mine in my head for a while as to the veracity of using masks and what's the benefits of using masks. Does it really work? Why such a big emphasis? And now they're talking about doubling up the mask and even quadrupling up the mask for maximum efficiency.
Oh boy.
So should we do that double and triple and quadruple mask thing? And
hell to the no.
I heard if you put 6 of them on, it cures racism.
Maybe if you put 6 of them all over your face.
All over. They'll never know what race you are and they can't discriminate.
Put them all over your ugly face.
Right. So I'm exploring some things today. Part of the things we're going to look at is the size of the virus versus the size of the particulates grabbing power of the masks, and go from there. But I also have a video I want to watch with you. It's about 9 minutes long. Very much worth it, though. It'll give you some explanation about some things that most people don't think about. One of the things that makes you have to think about is whether or not you're wearing your mask the right way. And if the mask you have is doing what it's supposed to do. And I have some bad news. So
ain't no wrong way and ain't no right way.
What about the new anal swab testing for COVID?
Man, did you hear about that? They want to test you from your butt. Ain't that crazy? They want to.
That's a joke. That's a joke, right? That ain't real, right?
No, that is not a joke. That is real.
No.
Yes, it is, man. The Chinese doctors, I'm telling you, somebody telling you the truth is.
Man, you damn lying, bro.
It's the truth for Lufuses. They said they want to test you from your, from your behind. Even if you stink.
You think I did a sneak attack? That would be a sneak attack.
You didn't know what you was here to talk about. That's what
that would have been a sneak attack.
Yeah, they want to attack you.
Rectal swabs for COVID-19 diagnosis.
Well, you know what that's about.
Pretty soon they're gonna ask you to wear a mask across your ass. So
put it in your butt.
Shouldn't we be safe though because we're wearing underwear? Some of us are.
Should we be what?
I said we shouldn't have to wear a mask around our butts because most of us wear masks, right?
Yeah.
Because we wear underwear. That's a mask.
Maybe they can test your underwear. Drop your drawers off.
They should get plenty enough from that. At least with men. Wow.
Drop your drawers off. We'll test your drawers.
Drop it like your drawers. Drop it like your drawers.
And call you back.
Nurse here. You can't use the size of virus carried on droplets. Yes, I can, and I'll tell you why.
You can't use size of the virus. Hold on, what? You can't use the size of the virus carried on droplets.
Mm-hmm. And I've looked into this. It's just that because they say the virus itself might be smaller than the holes in the mask, is always accompanied by something large enough to not pass through the mask. And then they blame it on also something called Browning's law, where they have so that people say it doesn't travel in a straight line. It's very sporadic, so it's random. It's more likely to get caught on the mask. And I say if it's sporadic, then you have to bat 50-50 because it could go sporadic and hit the mask, or it can go sporadic and miss the mask.
What is she saying? She's saying that the mask work. Is that what she's getting at?
I'm assuming so.
So and I mean this with no offense. I promise you, but you have to consider something. The fact that you're a nurse does not make you right.
Here's the thing, and this is the M95 mask that I'm referring to, that they gave that for. Okay, the other mask the majority of people wear is that blue surgical mask.
That's the fake one I wear when I gotta.
And that's the one that they even say definitely does not. And that's the one that most people wear. So I'm not negating that you think that it's, droplets and all that. I get that. I get it. But when you have a bombarding of multiple droplets, it doesn't just coagulate on the top. And you have to think about this too. If you have the mask on and you sneeze once, you sneeze twice. If you sneeze and it hits the mask, you sneeze twice, it pushes that on the outside. They even advise not reusing these masks. And what do we do every time?
I use the one I wear for about a month.
See?
and I ain't playing.
There you go.
Because I don't believe in that mess anyway. I just wear it so I can go into certain places. And, I know this is not the topic, but I do want to say this for the record.
Mm-hmm.
We have to quit throwing around titles and thinking it means something. I'm a nurse, so
I'm a black guy.
The mask work. No, that's not how it works. Even doctors make mistakes, lawyers, everybody make mistakes, and a lot of people just don't know. And just because you're a nurse does not mean that you know. That's a myth. And I don't mean nothing. I'm not trying to.
You just being all kinds of a jerk, aren't you?
No, I'm just being real.
Okay,
I'm just telling the truth.
So I have a couple of things I want to tackle, and then you can decide for yourself. Infectious disease nurse, sorry, they're not 100%. Exactly, nothing is. And if it's not 100%, why would I be sacrificing my breathability and my comfort for something that's not 100%? How many? I'll ask her this, and maybe she can answer me in the comments. How many droplets or virus particles does it take to infect you with COVID? If you can answer me that, I just want to know how many virus particles does it take to
infect you?
To infect you. I just need to know so that if I'm aware that it takes 15, 25, 1,000, a million, and if the efficacy is that when you sneeze and you do have COVID, what comes out the mask, and is it float in the air? I just need to know. I'm aware of some of this stuff. I just need to know if you're telling me that it takes a certain amount. Does it take only one? What does it take to infect me? Masks are the first steps to taking the mark. I agree, and I will be getting into that before the end of the video as well. And it's kind of a precursor to yours, Corey. So it kind of works out pretty good.
All right.
So, and that's part of the reason why I said I wanted you on, so that you can get some sort of an idea of where I'm at in case I can't make that. So make that show. All right. So let's start with the basics. We are told to wear a mask in order to curb things. It's impossible to answer because it depends exactly. Exactly. The number one way to prevent the spread of tuberculosis is to reverse isolation and to use the
use of masks.
The use of masks. So if it's an isolation issue, if you have a risk or don't want to take that risk, the best answer would be to self-isolate yourself. Instead of asking the mass majority of us who don't give a damn to isolate. Point one. Point two, if you're saying that there is no way to know, and it's about the individual susceptibility to things, the masks are pointless, especially to people who don't have a susceptibility to it. And if you do know that you have a susceptibility to it, you probably
And wear a mask. Or wear two of them.
Wear two and invert it, because if it only helps, as they say, the masks are for me to not infect you, because it's a one-way mask apparently, especially the surgical ones. So then what you do is you wear one normal and flip it around, wear the one on top of it, problem solved. You don't get it and you can't give it. See how easy that was?
And everything's gonna be all right.
And then the rest of us don't got to wear a damn mask.
You gotta. This is something that people have to remember too. So when you go to school to be a nurse and you're working in a hospital and all that, you only pretty much know
what they want
what they want you to if you using the fact that you're a nurse. But if you just using the fact that you got common sense, then I can understand what you're saying better. But when you say I'm a nurse, so blah, then that means you listen to them and you only know what they're telling you. And do you really trust what they're telling you?
Okay. If you're compromised, stay home. Second of all, I don't sneeze like that into the open. Now, let me put it to you this way. Okay. I will start on your end of the playing field. I'm wearing a mask. Okay. I'm not wearing gloves, but I'm wearing a mask. I sneezed in my car. I have my mask. I put the mask on. I sneeze in the mask. Now I fiddle with it and I'm pressing and squeezing the mask. Where is all of that now? It's on my hand, right? So now it's on my hand. Now I go to the grocery store and I touch fruit and I touch shelf and I touch this and I touch that. Is your mask still in effect for saving you from COVID?
No, because she trusts 35 years of experience.
I just want to know if the mask is helping you with contact.
She got 35 years of experience.
That's good. I commend you for being that long. What do you mean? Why would I touch my face? You go through life never touching your face? You never have an itch? You see how often I do this? Do you see how often I do this?
No, you got to make it simple. Why do I touch my face? You ready?
It's my face.
Because you want to.
Yeah. I'm just saying, okay, you're expecting 100% of things to go swimmingly. Say I walk outside and a fly brushes on my face. And I do that. I just touched my face. And I have a mask on. What do you mean after sneezing? Because it's achoo. Everybody does it. If you don't do this, you do this. You do this. Now it's on your sleeve. There is no way to mitigate this by wearing a mask, because there are a million other ways to get it out of the mask and onto your body.
Okay, so a doctor said that the masks are worthless. They're pointless. So now what?
Well, the nurse, but no, he didn't say that. There were no doctors that say that.
You sure?
Not a single doctor.
I've seen them say
Shut
that.
Up. I'm right. You're wrong. Shut up. I saw it with my own eyes. There are too many mitigating circumstances. You cannot base it on a mask to save anything. There are cities that were shut down that had mask wearing and they were in 98% compliance and they had massive outbreaks. You know why? Because they went around thinking masks protected them and they touched everything and people still got it. I'm just saying, if you trust yourself to never sneeze, never touch your face in public or in private, or if you get in your car and you take your mask off, whatever you did in your mask is now on your hand or on the seat or on the clothes, unless you have a biohazard bag that you put that sucker into. But I want you to listen to this. And it's stuff I knew about masks before, but I want other people to hear it from somebody else. And this is about the M95 mask, by the way. Okay, part of it, the biggest part is the M95 mask. I wear it when I was doing woodwork and keep the dust, the heavy dust out of my nose. And I wear it when I was doing a bunch of climbing into the attic and sheet blown in insulation and stuff like that, just so I wouldn't inhale anything huge to choke. That's the only reason I ever wore them. Let me see this. I'd like to see challenge healthcare on the use of hydraulic because it is great medicine. Why would I challenge them? The media does a good enough job on doing that. They shut them down, kicked them out of social media, wanted them arrested. The social media did a plenty enough job for me. I didn't have to do anything. As far as they're concerned, hydrochloroquine gives you AIDS, and you can have a heart attack from using hydrochloroquine. It's dangerous.
She brainwashed, man. She a nurse. She listened to what they tell her. She got these people in the lab coming up with these theories, and they telling her, and she believe it, even though they sometimes come back years later and say this medicine caused this. We got class action lawsuits because if you took this happened. People dying from side effects. So technically, you don't know.
Here's the thing, too. Here's the bigger thing for me. This is the same science that will tell me that it's a clump of cells and not life. This is the same science that will tell me sex is choice. That you're born gay, you're born this, you're born that. This is the same science that will inject you with mercury. Inject you with mercury and call it a vaccine.
And tell you it's going to be all right.
So I must trust that versus what I can see in mathematics, 1 and 1. This micron, this hole, it can go through that hole. I'm solved. I'm not wearing the mask. If the particle is smaller than the hole in the mask is ineffective. Even if you're giving me 50%, 60%, 70%, I'm not wearing the mask. It's not worth it to me. That 30%, if you don't know how much it takes to infect me, which means I can get infected by a single drop, half a drop, I'm not protected. I am not protected. That is good. I'm just telling you, it's the same process of people telling you one thing, then you can't believe what they say the next time. So I will trust math. 1 and 1 is 2. I will trust basic logic of a hole. And if the particle is smaller than that hole, the particle can go in and get through. Especially if you have more particles than you have holes. All I'm saying, you have a higher chance of it slipping through a hole. It's math.
So then they say the numbers went up. The numbers spiked again.
I don't know what they were saying that it dropped because they were trying to reopen things.
Oh, no, it went down again. Oh,
yeah, okay. It went down. There was a 20,000 number drop, and we can reopen safely now, and the economy is gonna die if we don't open up.
The economy is gonna die because of Joe.
No, the economy is gonna die because we're not open, and we can open safely. But we were saying that early in the summer. Yeah, but no, but yeah, but no, but yeah, but no, but yeah. Jennifer, look, I'm not saying anything about what your profession is. I'm just telling you based on my assessment of where I'm at. This is it. If you have an issue with your body, you're immunocompromised, you take the precautions you need to take care of you. If I'm not, I don't need to. It's that simple. If I'm not concerned about my health, I'm not wearing a damn mask. Period. If I want to catch COVID, I'll catch COVID. It's no different than making people wear a condom. If I know that girl has AIDS and I still want her, I don't need to wear a condom if I don't want to.
That must be some good stuff if you still want it.
Hey, but it's a choice. My point is this. It's a choice. Yeah. But you telling me not to just because you say you're afraid of numbers. If I choose to be a number, I'll be a number. Isn't that what you say about choice? Don't you like choice? Isn't people like choice?
Yeah.
All of a sudden you're against choice?
No, but Tom got a point, man. Tom got a real good point.
Biden has cured us. Yes, it's true. He has cured us. Hallelujah. The
Tom.
dementia Jesus has saved us.
I think Tom might be worse than you, man.
He is. Technically,
Let's
Tom is worse than me. I'm
let's
not gonna lie about that one. Tom know it too. Tom is worse than me. He said some crazy stuff, man.
my state is open. I am immunocompromised.
I wish I was living in your state, but I still ignore every rule that they have here. I'm not lying. So let's let's watch this and see what this lady says, okay? And let me know if you can hear okay.
Good.
Hi,
Hi.
welcome to our video
Any
series
echo?
on personal protective equipment for healthcare
Nope. You
personnel.
good.
Now, in this one, we're going to look at the very big difference between surgical masks and respirators. On your screen, you'll see a surgical mask on the top and an N95 respirator on the bottom. Now, these are the two pieces of personal protective equipment that we're comparing today. Now, a surgical mask is what you can buy at any drugstore. It's just a very common piece of equipment. It ties around the back of your head, or it might even have elastic straps, but usually it just ties around the back of your head. Now, let's look at these 4 areas of comparison because an N95 respirator is very, very different in all 4 of these areas. Okay, so first, let's take a look at the fit to the face. Now, a surgical mask is very loose, so it's loose fitting. You can get it snug, and you may think, ugh, this is uncomfortable wearing this. But when you put on an N95 respirator, you'll know the difference. It's extremely tight fitting. In fact, that's how it keeps you safe. Now, an N95 requires a really special test called fit testing. So look at these guys in the picture. Doesn't that look like fun? Fit testing is a series of tests and assessments, and it has to be done by a trained evaluator. So you or I couldn't fit test ourselves. You have to go somewhere and have this series of tests done. And it's kind of fun if you've ever done it, if you just don't think about all that's going on. And if you're claustrophobic, you may kind of want to let them know.
So let me ask a question. How many of you have bought the M95 mask and went to get fitted for it? You went and got fitted to make sure it fits right, or you just grab one, put it on, and hope for the best? See, a lot of people just put it on and hope for the best. The mask needs to be fitted.
No, they put it on and hope for the test.
Hope for the test. I'm just look. You have a crack. Now that's why you see many people just wearing the blue one because it's over the counter, grab, put on.
Yeah.
It doesn't protect against anything. It's a sheep mask. It's not going to
Spend,
help you.
spend all your stimulus money on masks.
And TVs.
Yeah.
I want to know how many of us, because an M90, even for me, buying one for work, I didn't go get tested to make that thing fit me right.
Me neither.
Never once.
I just put it on and start
I've
painting.
worn them a lot in my time because I had to go underneath houses, in the attic to houses. I have gone into plenty of places where I should have had one, worn it, never got it fitted for. And not even OSHA came
Yeah.
at me for that. They just said they wear a mask.
You know why? Because them your lungs.
They miss my lungs.
Yeah, that's why.
Especially if it's your company. Yeah.
The goal of this testing is to make sure the respirator forms such a tight seal on your face that you can't smell things, but you can still breathe. Okay, that is the goal there. So with fit testing, you can't do it yourself. It needs to be a trained evaluator. There's several steps to fit testing, and you may have to try different types of respirators to see which one works best for you, fits your face, keeps you safe, and you can tolerate. Okay, I love this picture. I was hoping they'd let us do a baby.
Listen
And the
good.
reason we put this up here, you may be wondering, is because fit equals effectiveness when it comes to a respirator. So N95 respirators are not designed for children or people with facial hair. And if you happen to know a baby with this much facial hair, please let us know.
Hang on. So hang on. You see where I'm going with this? What's the purpose of the mask if you have a beard? You're trying to tell me that people with beards are less important because they can't wear them and be effective? Or now you're trying to dictate how I have my facial hair? You gonna tell me what to wear my beard like?
Yeah, you had to cut them off. And what is that? What is that? That's against some people's religion.
I know it doesn't make a proper seal, Michael, which is my point. You're limiting a lot of people because, trust and believe me, there are a lot of men with beard. I know it's hard to believe. There's a lot of men with beards.
Probably a few women. Oh, I'm sorry, men that think they women.
Wow.
Yeah, they got that going on.
So what do they do? What is their role in all this? They just, I can't wear, my. So if it's not going to be a good seal, and it's the whole premise of the N95 mask is for a higher catch rate of particles, but I can't wear it because I have a beard, and in order to work, I need to wear a mask. And if they require an N95 mask, now they're telling me I have to shave.
Too much control, brother.
You want to see the amount of control this can get to? We'll get there in a second. Just hold on. Let's proceed with Mr. Babyface here.
Okay, what's the goal behind this? Because proper fit can't be achieved on kids or people with facial hair. Remember, it's got to be super tight, and you have to pass that fit test to make sure you have the appropriate wear. So a beard is just going to get in the way. Because if it doesn't fit, it may not provide you the full protection that you need. So a surgical mask does not require a fit test. They'll just be in a box and available to you. You can put it on. An N95 respirator has to be a very specific piece that is fit tested just for you, so we know that it's effective and safe. Now, as far as one-time use, meaning should this be used and then thrown away, that is the original intent. Both surgical masks and N95 respirators should be thrown away. Now, you may be saying, hey, this N95 respirator kind of looks like what I've seen painters use or people in other industries. You're right. That is very similar, which in fact, in times of crisis, we have to come up with a different plan. So you may be wondering, can you reuse an N95 mask? Well, they are intended for single use, but if there's a time of shortage, like in a pandemic, when people are running short of PPE, personal protective equipment, they can actually be reused. Now let that sink in for a little bit because you may be kind of uncomfortable with that thought.
Yeah.
I know when you study PPE and how to take it on and how to take it off, you know that the outside of that mask is contaminated. So you have to be very careful how you handle it.
Hold on. Did I just say that out loud before she said that all of a sudden?
I think you did. That's
I
something
think I
that
kind of alluded to that, didn't I?
a little bit.
I mean, if you got to take it off, you got to touch it, right?
Yeah, no, somebody gonna take it off for you, and they might have it too.
Now, is it not?
No, you gotta grab it by the thing,
Strings.
and then when you put it back, yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah.
Look, all you have to do is walk around Walmart long enough and you'll see people doing, okay, this. In fact, I happen to have one here just for the demonstration of it, okay? So I have a mask. This is how it goes on. I need to get it over my nose. What do I touch?
That face.
That doesn't work too well. I gotta touch it. I gotta adjust it. Okay, now it's on. There's my mask. So now I'm taking it off. Okay, it slings, mind you. It does this. How many people have done this? Pocket. You just touched your mask.
shit. Shit
The
is
amount of training you have to give people, regular people, to tell them when they take out their mask to not this is how they take it out. You put it on, and you get, even if you're trying to get this sucker on without using your hands, it's still not touching here to get it over your nose. You have to stretch it to get it on. You take it off. It's got the sling. I'm not gonna stick this into my pocket like this. I grab it, I put it in. Listen, the masks are pointless because
You can't.
nobody's going to 100% protect their hands.
Are you a doctor?
I am.
Oh,
Call me Dr. Love.
Dr. Marlin.
Dr. Teeth is what I am. So here's the rest.
And if that is our only option for safety, then reuse is acceptable if the mask, and here's in quotation marks because I want you to pay very close attention to this, the mask has to maintain its structural and functional integrity. And look at that filter, make sure it's not physically damaged or soiled. Those are the examples of when you can
You cannot sneeze once in these things and reuse them. You can't cough once in these things and reuse them. Ineffective right after that. Plain and simple. That is soiling it. The instant you sneeze or cough or even laugh, ha, 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 into it, it is unusable for a second time.
Mm-hmm.
And multiple people will put it on.
Double up, use two.
Let's see what she says about the blue stuff.
use an N95 respirator mask. Now, a surgical mask is not reliable for smaller airborne particles.
Oops.
Say, repeat that.
I'll repeat it. Hold on.
Respirator mask. Now, a surgical mask is not reliable for smaller airborne particles.
Nurse here. I wear those surgical masks, don't care for the nose wire. Monique. How you doing, Monique?
Listen, it's not. And 98% of the people walking around wear that or a cloth, a scarf, a t-shirt they pull up over their face.
A mask I've been having for about a month.
I put it on in one store. I shop. I take it off. I go back to another store, put it back on.
Would love for that to be answered. Would love for what to be answered, Jennifer. What's your ask? What was her question?
Let me go up and see. The hospital had each of us fit for them. Okay, so where's the question? I'm looking for the question. I really am.
They are selling shirts now with built-in masks. Wow.
Ask the question again. I missed it.
Would love for that to be answered.
Is it a question or something I asked? Or anyway, not reliable for smaller airborne particles. It's not. It just isn't. Plain and simple, because it wasn't built for that. That was not the purpose at all.
Oh, hold on real quick. Did you know that Biden is trying to ban the word China virus?
Now you can try. Isn't that word suppression?
Yeah.
Shouldn't he first be working on trying to ban the word nig? Shouldn't he ban the word the N-word? That's one he should ban, because he's supposed to be pro-blacks, right?
Yeah.
Pro-black, he should ban the N-word.
Oh, man.
She asked, why are there no I asked, look, you can ask my wife. I've been asking this damn question for months. If this thing is so contagious, why does not every store have a biohazard container right outside the door. You know why? I can tell you why. I can tell you exactly why.
Good.
It's money. It's a pandemic, but I don't need to spend that much money about it now, because that means it's serious. They know it's not that serious, which is why they don't have those. FYI. I even asked someone who was a friend. They're not a friend anymore. They're on my Facebook still, but they're not a friend anymore. They're kind of like a half foe, half whatever. I asked that same question. I said, so where are the biohazard containers? Why aren't they issuing gloves as well as masks at the door? What is up with that? Why, if it really is a pandemic, because it's a virus that really is that deadly, you would have way more protocols in place other than testing to see if you have it. You would know if you have it. If you got a test to find out,
Tony Rose, I wish I could download or share a video dated May 11th, 2020, where the WHO said no masks needed and this was a seasonal virus that runs from December through May. Has anyone else seen the video?
I'll find it. I'll find it. I'll find it exactly for you.
Yeah, they've said it wasn't necessary. They go back and forth, man. It depends on what they want to say. But now that Fauci got somebody that's not going to challenge him, he finna start getting loose with the words and all these different rules.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Indeed. Let's see what the rest of this says.
Okay, so keep in mind, here's why. It's loose fitting, it's not fit tested, and we know that both of them are technically only a one-time use. But what can this surgical mask do? Now, if a surgical mask is worn properly, meaning it's not fit tested, but you do have it on snug, it's covering your nose, mouth, and it's underneath your chin, these are the things it can do for you. It will help block large particle droplets, splashes or sprays or splatter. Now, those may contain germs like viruses or bacteria. We want to keep that large particle, bigger stuff from it reaching your mouth or nose, because once it makes entry into your body, you're at risk for getting sick. So surgical masks can do that, but I want you to underline large.
Let's back that up.
From it reaching your mouth.
I want you to listen to these,
it can
okay?
do for you. It will help block large particle droplets, splashes or sprays or splatter. Now, those may contain germs like viruses or bacteria. We want to keep that large particle, bigger stuff from it reaching your mouth or nose.
Hold on. Does that sound like it's saying it's coming from the outside? I'm just, hey, like I said, you know me. I'm big on how you phrase things. She says it keeps them reaching your mouth. She didn't say the other person wearing the mask. She said when you wear the mask, this is what it's for. To keep large particles from reaching your mouth. So it is in fact for your protection, not the other person like they like to say.
That's right.
An M95 mask is not keeping my virus in. It's supposed to block particles from coming into me.
And what about the eyeballs? I'm just saying.
Because once it makes entry into your body, you're at risk for getting sick. So surgical masks can do that, but I want you to underline large there, right? Diseases that require airborne protection, airborne precautions are not large particles, and that's the problem. Now, surgical masks may also help reduce the exposure of you as a healthcare provider, saliva and your respiratory secretions to others. So that's a good thing, right? So you've got that mask on. Now it will stop large particle droplets. It's got splashes and sprays. They'll stop those from getting immediately into your nose or mouth. And it will also stop your spray over when you're speaking or talking your saliva or your respiratory secretions from getting to others. Those are
Oh. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? So even Dr. Fauci's a complete and absolute tool bag that's empty. Yeah, you wear the mask for other people's protection. It doesn't really protect you, but it's for to protect others. That's why the other people have to wear masks. When the literal description of the mask is a two-way street. And there are people out there hell-bent sold on this stupidity as something that's going to save the world if you wear it.
And that's sad.
That's beyond sad. It's like the word I use. My favorite word is what, Corey?
Not smart. Not smart.
It ain't smart. Yes, it ain't smart.
It ain't smart.
Let's see if they give me some hope.
Good things, unless we're dealing with a disease like COVID-19 that requires airborne precautions. See, here's where an N95 respirator is really a good COVID-19 secretions from getting to others. Those are good things, unless.
Did you say unless?
We're dealing with a disease or your respiratory secretions from getting to others. Those are good things, unless we're dealing with a disease like COVID-19 that requires airborne precautions. See, here's where an N95 respirator is really a good friend, because while a surgical mask is
unless you have a beard, it's your friend. Unless you have a beard, then it's your friend.
But Tom said that if he cut his beard off, it can get in through the wrinkles. Hey, I didn't say it, man. Tom said that. That's what Tom said. You didn't see that?
Tom's right, though. Tom's right.
Oh, God. It'll get into the wrinkles.
Oh, my God, Tom. You win. You win. Unless you got a beard, this is good for you.
Not reliable for some smaller airborne particles, an N95 respirator filters out at least 95% of the airborne particles. But remember, it's got to be tight fitting, have a good seal, you've had a reliable fit test done. Those are the requirements for an N95 to keep you safe and filtering out at least 95% of the airborne particles.
Which means you have to get every mask you put on fit tested.
Or else it might as well be a surgical mask.
Exactly. Not just one time. Every time you put on that mask, it has to be fit tested. You have to be fit tested. Sorry, you just do.
This is sad, man, that we going for this mess.
So how many people you know are going to get up in the morning, get an M95 mask, go get it fit tested, put it on, go home, have a tester test it again.
Well, you better not take that mug off.
But you have to, because it's soiled now.
Yeah.
So here's what you'd have to do. You'd buy like 30, get them all fit tested, but it's now used. Oh my goodness gracious, y'all. This is some good stuff.
So remember, it's a personal protective equipment. You need to be using an FDA cleared 95 respirator. They're labeled as single-use disposable devices, but in times of shortage, we can reuse them. They've got a very close facial fit. It's an efficient filtration of airborne particles. So let's wrap up this series in a nutshell. Surgical masks and respirators are both considered personal protective equipment for healthcare personnel. Both are considered single-use items, but respirators can be used in times of critical shortage if not visibly compromised or they don't present increased difficulty for the user to breathe.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What? Whoa. What?
Or if they did not.
Okay. I'm confused now. I'm genuinely confused. All right, Corey. Maybe you can help me. You're the smart one here.
All right.
You have deductive logic. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Let's start with the basics.
Yes,
HIPAA
sir.
rules, right? I don't have to divulge my sickness to you.
Okay.
Okay. The blue masks don't do jack.
So just take that off.
Okay, so doesn't matter.
Right.
N95 masks. I can't have a beard.
You got to be
And I
fitted.
can't be a baby. Okay? I can't be a baby with a beard.
Yeah.
So, and I can't use it twice if it's physically compromised, like if I sneeze or cough into it and it's soil.
Uh-huh.
And then the caveat is they do not present increased difficulty for the user to breathe.
That's a lie.
So you're telling me that it can restrict my breathing.
Yes. It's going to no, hold on, time out. It's going to restrict your breathing.
Okay, so then that is a reason to not wear a mask.
Absolutely.
But it's illegal to not wear a mask not wear a mask in some states.
Kind of weird.
No kind of control here, folks. No control. No kind of. They're not trying to dictate your life in any way, shape, or form.
They bold, man. They bold.
Interesting.
This thing got bolder and bolder, man.
All right. Well, let her complete what she's got to say. Maybe she might turn around.
Surgical masks are not reliable for smaller airborne particles and do not provide protection at the level of respirators. So I want you to be very clear on that. Surgical masks do not provide protection at the same level as respirators. Respirators filter out at least 95% of airborne particles, but are more expensive and require fit testing to be effective. And in times of a world pandemic, can experience extreme shortages of availability. Thank you for watching our video today.
And them jokers cost more than gas money. Oh God. So what does that equate to, Marlon? That equates to stay that ass at home. That's where we want you to stay at home.
Yep. Here's the kicker. They want to be able to see who is going to listen to them. Who's going to listen to them? So I found the archive about what the Who's reaction was to this thing. You ready for this? So the archive. Are you frozen?
No.
Okay, good. I'm making sure. You know, we got to check. We got to check on my boy.
Do the frozen check. Make sure I'm not a clone.
Yeah. All right, no, you're not a clone. All right, here we go. So December 2019, the Wuhan Municipal Health Commission, China, reported a cluster of cases of pneumonia. All right. Novel coronavirus was eventually identified. Keep an eye on this. January, they set up an IMST, Incident Management Support Team, across 3 levels of the organization. The headquarters country level, putting the organization on the emergency footing for dealing with the outbreak. The WHO's reported on social media that there was a cluster of pneumonia cases, no deaths, in Wuhan. Apparently, coronavirus didn't start out that deadly. It just became. And January 5th, it published an disease outbreak news on the new virus. The flagship technical publication to the scientific and public health community, as well as the global media. It contained a risk assessment and advice and reported that on what China had told the organization about the status of patients and the public health response on the cluster of pneumonia cases. January 10th, they issued a comprehensive package of technical guidance online with advice to all countries on how to detect, test, and manage potential cases. Hold on, hold on. Didn't we say we didn't have a way to test back in January? I specifically remember this because they said we need to come up with a way to test. Midsummer, not January. Huh. This guidance was shared with WHO's regional emergency directors to share with WHO representatives in countries based on the experience of SARS and MERS and known modes of transmission of respiratory viruses. Infection and prevention control guidance were published to protect health workers from recommending droplet and contact precautions when caring for patients and airborne precautions for aerosol generating procedures conducted by health workers. So they were using the spray in January. And then China shared everything on the 12th of January. Officials confirm a case of COVID-19 in Thailand. Recorded his first case outside of China. January 14th. As a response noted in a press briefing, there may have been limited human-to-human transmission of coronavirus, mainly through family members, and that there was a risk of possible wider outbreak. The lead also said that human-to-human transmission would not be surprising given our experience with SARS and other respiratory pathogens. Something tells me this is a doctored timeline. I remember completely different statements being put out by the WHO. I will find it. Fear not. I will find it. So they have a brief field experiment in Wuhan. China issued a statement saying that there was evidence of human-to-human transmission, but they needed to investigate more. An emergency convened international health regulations to assess whether the outbreak constituted a public health emergency. The independent members from around the world could not reach a consensus. They reconvened within 10 days after receiving more information. This is interesting, isn't it? So when did they start saying that this is going to kill people? Let's see, January 30th. This is the sixth time the WHO has declared a PHEIC since the international health regulations came into effect in 2005. Public health emergency. With the majority of these, China, 82 cases reported in 18 countries. Nothing yet about it being super killer, right? You can see that, right, Corey? There's nothing that says super killer?
No, not a super killer.
To help protect states with weaker health systems. 400 experts and founders and funders from around the world. Epidemiology, no. I remember they were asking President Trump to do something since January. They didn't do anything, and it looks like they didn't know jack, right?
So do what?
Nothing. Nothing so far. Nothing big. They spent time traveling. March. This is March now. Deeply concerned both by the alarming levels of spread and severity. Whoa, hang on. So end of February, they were in Canada, Germany, and spent time in Beijing and also traveled to Wuhan. They spoke to health officials, scientists, and health workers. And the report of the joint mission can be found here. I'll take a quick gander here. It's a bunch of detailed paperwork. I'll have to go over that. But even after they said that, I don't see anything. The WHO assessment of tooth and COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic. March. So in 5 days, international clinic trials aimed at generate robust data from around the world and find the most effective treatments for COVID-19. As late as March, there was no. Ah!
It's just a bunch of man. It's crazy, man. You know what? The sad part is people still believe in this stuff, and they really do. I see people with masks on in their car driving around.
Let me ask you this, Corey. If you died now,
Mm-hmm.
and they found that you had cancer
Mm-hmm.
and stage 1,
Mm-hmm.
and you were in a car wreck when you died, and your whole head got taken off, would you be okay if your family listed you as you died from cancer?
No, I want to be. I want to die from the car accident. What I died from.
But that's what you died from, right? Cancer
Yeah.
didn't kill you. The
Yeah.
decapitation did it.
Right.
But you died with cancer,
Yeah.
not from.
It's crazy.
Right? And then nearly more than 90% of the cases, I think it's more than that. But I'll be generous. More than 90% of the cases are with COVID, not from.
With.
With COVID. And we are afraid about it.
Hold on. And half of that is probably a lie.
I've heard that they have actually tested fruit and vegetables and it came back COVID-19 positive.
I've heard the same thing.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
Can't even eat now because even the fruit got COVID.
Yeah.
I also heard that COVID comes out more after 10 o'clock at night.
Say it again?
Yeah, after 10 at night, that's when COVID gets more dangerous. That's why you need a curfew.
Are you serious, man?
Oh, man, yeah. Did you know? Did you not know?
No, that's a new one to me.
Dude, yeah, COVID's crazy. Like, it also looks for black people. Black people will die way quicker.
Oh, no, but you forgot. First, black people couldn't get it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We were immune. They were going to tell us we didn't have to wear a mask. I forget.
Oh, my God, man.
Science.
Hold on. They said 3 gorillas tested positive in San Diego, but they didn't get any flack about not wearing masks.
Here's the other. Okay, so this also too. Homeless people. I ain't never seen one homeless man in this town wear a mask, not once. And these brothers are outside all the time.
It's bad.
Been seeing the same people out for the last year, and none of them look sick. None of them dying. So, to make a link and a plug for your show about your Mark of the Beast.
Uh-huh.
This is my take on it. And it's been my take for a while. They are prepping people to be comfortable with accepting a tag of sorts for an identifier of an action. They're making it comfortable. First, it was the mask. Then it was the staying at home. See how many people would do that. Then it was the shutdown. See how many people are okay with that. Then it was, oh, we're going to give you a vaccine, but don't forget, you can't not wear the mask. You still have to keep the mask on.
So if the vaccine worked, why are we wearing a mask?
No. Well, they work, but it only worked for a little bit, and then you have to take another one. So the next phase is travel and money, which is why they want to get rid of cash, because they say the cash also carries COVID. So now you have to go cashless. Now, in order to travel, they're going to start giving you, and this is verified, they start going to give you an app, which they've already tried to do by pushing it to your phone for tracking COVID contact. So on that new app, you're going to get the shot, you're going to verify you got the shot, and you can't fly unless you have this barcode on your phone to prove that you took the shot.
That's nuts, man.
It's going to turn from that into you can't shop unless you've had the shot.
But hold on. Who putting all this stuff into effect?
What do you mean who?
You know, I mean, I don't think that was Trump's doing, was it?
Oh, he didn't even approve the app. The app just happened because that was something they wanted done. Google did that.
Yeah.
You understand?
I'm talking about as far as you know, we know that Biden is going to support all this stuff.
Oh yeah, he'll probably make a mandate, like the mask mandate he wants to put in that he backtracked on a little bit, by the way. But if he puts that into effect, and he has the mandatory implementation of vaccines, you're hosed.
Right.
Because now you have to take the shot. And if you don't take the shot, then you can't buy or sell. What in the Bible did it say about the mark? You will need it to what?
To buy
Buy
and sell.
and sell. I do not believe the mark will be a 666. I believe 666 is a reference to us bowing down to Satan and accepting his way of doing things. And the acceptance of it is them, if you trusting man over God in his dominion over things in the world. So if a man tells you, yeah, you might trust God, but in order to eat, you better do what I say. Now I'm good. God gonna provide. I remember him clearly saying that if I care for the fields, the flowers of the field, why wouldn't I care for you? If I take care of them, I clothe them, I
That's
feed
right.
animals, I'm gonna do the same for you. Don't worry about it.
So the birds ain't got nothing to worry about. Why you
They got nothing
tripping
to
on
worry
food?
about, right?
Yeah, that's
So
right.
if I don't comply with them, in essence, I am giving my power over to God because he has me. But they are checking to see whose faith is as weak as can be and say, no, man, no, this is the only way I can eat. So you don't trust God? I trust God, but man, I got to eat. This is where they're going to start testing and putting this mark on you. You are of little faith. You don't think God can put you through this and bring you out. You don't believe it. So here's your ID. Scan this, and people will know that you have given in to this new world and to Satan to control you and your every move. You can't wear that. You can't say that. And we've already shown you they're trying to outlaw Christianity. They're going to limit that you can't pray. They've done that with the schools. They're going to limit that you can't say God. They're doing that with this new bill. They're going to say that you can't trust God with your ailments and your sickness, so you have to take man-made medicine. They've already done that. And now you can't go anywhere on God's green earth without their say-so. You want the mark? There's your mark. It's not going to come in the form of some stamp. It's going to come in the form of your compliance over trusting that God's got you. That's the mark. Because mind you very carefully that this has been an MO of the world for a long time. The devil did this to Jesus, did he not? He says, hey, if you really trust God, he gonna send his angels to stop you from falling on the ground. All you got to do is jump, bro. Just jump, man. Look, nothing gonna happen to you. You know, you trust God, right? Go ahead and jump. You realize if he had jumped, who would he be listening to? Would he be trusting God or listening to the devil? Because he knew
That's
God
right.
could send his angels, but he never told him to test me on this. God never tell me to jump.
Right.
You're telling me to jump. I'm not jumping. Thank you, but no thanks.
That's right.
And that's how I believe the mark is going to be implemented. I don't think it's going to be something that you line up and you get stamped on your forehead. You know, I think it's going to come in the form of compliance. I think that 666 is a matter of us giving the devil the throne in our heart and saying, yeah, I'll do what you say so that I can continue living the life I have. I may not be worshiping God anymore, but okay. That's how I see it. And this mask is just a precursor. They are simply testing the water.
That's right.
If you can be a compliant little sheep with this, they'll be more than easily be able to give you that app and say, take your shot, and this is how you travel.
Well, here's the thing, Marlon. Why are they testing the water? They making billions of dollars. Right.
This is not them, bro. This is not about money. This is not about money. It's not. It's never been about money. Look, how did Satan approach Eve?
With temptation,
Right? Just a nice little voice,
and with a little lie, yeah.
Yeah, with a little nip, 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 nip. He didn't come and say, "Eat this apple." He didn't do that. He said, "Hey, so what God say about this?" Well, you know, he said, "Well, I mean, did he really like when you think about it? Did he really say that?" He came in series, little pieces. He tempted Jesus multiple times, right? He came to him and said, "Do this. Okay, change the bread. Okay, change the rock. Okay, do this, do this." He's not going to just come out right, and he's not that. He is a subtle man. I do
Mm-hmm.
not believe that it's about money, but they have to coax slow Christians, the ones that don't participate with God, into believing that this is for their good. The same way he made Eve believe that eating this is for your good. The same way he tried to make Jesus believe this is for your good. The same way he tries to make you believe that everything he's offering is for your good.
Mm-hmm.
Wear the mask. You don't want to be sick. Does God want you sick? God doesn't want you sick. He wants you happy. Just wear the mask. Oh, but God doesn't want you dead. He made the doctors to make this virus a vaccine. So take it. I mean, if he didn't want this to exist, he wouldn't have it. Go ahead and take the vaccine. I mean, okay, you want to travel and see your mom, don't you? You don't want to not see your mom. Just put this tag on. Just use that. But you have to eat, don't you have to eat? Just use this. I mean, obviously you can't eat without it, so just use it. And you'll find many people that just go, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how he's going to win. He says many are going to fall for it. He says many will be deceived. Many will be deceived. Many. He didn't say a few. He didn't say some. He says many. That's sad. Because many just go to church, or many just say, yeah, I know God. And they know nothing but he said. They don't know what he said. They don't know how he behaved. They don't know nothing about God. They know of him. And when I try to tell people that this mask nonsense is more than just this safety issue, this is about your salvation, they don't want to believe me. This is the devil trying to get you to step out of God's protection. You don't believe that COVID is weaker than God? COVID is puss compared to what God is. COVID ain't nothing compared to God. And we are here running around like chickens with our head cut off. Oh, COVID is going to kill us. We have become such a weak nation, a weak people. We're just like Israel, bro. We like it here in Egypt. Remember they said that we like it here in Egypt. We don't want to go back. We like it here. We get food. We get taken care of here in Egypt. We don't want to leave. Moses said, go and let my people go. Yeah, okay, but we don't want to leave. You know how many things are being repeated right now and things he tried to tell us back in the day and tell us now? You think those stories are in there for fake, for just happenstance? He's been trying to tell us for years, bro, don't fall for that okie doke again. Don't do it. The same thing I told you about the king. We want our king. We want a king. Okay, here's your king.
Yeah, here you go.
And when you die, don't blame me. You wanted this, you take it. I'm still going to prep my people because I have to look out for mine. But you want a king? Here's your stupid king. Have at it. Have at it. That's the way I see it, man. That's the way it's going to end up going down. We want, and we don't trust the man for what he says he was going to do. Girl, would you stop, please? Would you stop? We don't trust him. We say we do, but we don't. We do not trust God.
You know what, man? That's crazy. I say that to people all the time. I'm not going to go into right now, but yeah.
You say that, right? You don't trust God.
Yeah, people say they do, but they don't.
They don't. Mm-mm. They don't. Like I tell people, and they'll tell me, so how come he lets people die? What do you mean, how come he lets people die? You have cancer and you die. What better place I would rather be?
All right.
Look, if somebody has cancer and we're praying for them to be healed, it's a selfish prayer. Just be honest with yourself. You want them to live because you want them around.
That's right.
Let's just be honest. And it's okay because you love them. I get it. The person prays to be healed because they don't really want to leave Earth yet, because they love where they are and they love the people around them. We understand that. But if the worst case scenario is that you die and you go be with your maker, how is that a loss?
because you don't believe, you doubt.
There you go.
if that's where you're really going. Because if you really knew for 100% for sure that that's where you was going, you wouldn't be tripping.
Nope.
And if you knew 100% for sure that he's going to take care of your family, you wouldn't be tripping.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? But because we doubt, we fear death.
There you go.
I'm just saying.
I'm with you 100%, bro. We agree 1,000,000% on this one.
Yeah.
It is a trust thing. We will say that he's sovereign. We'll say that he's good. We'll say that he wants it. He's gonna take us home. But we're always thinking this future thing, you know.
You say
suffer. That's a future thing.
They're in the hospital bed. Hold on. Just be strong. Just hold on. I'm over here in pain. Toe up. You told me I'm going to heaven.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna just let go and dip out.
if you 100% believe that,
I wake up solid as the day is long. Peace. I am gone.
Amen.
Look, I had my former grandfather-in-law, right? That man, he was a man of faith. Like, man, that brother, he knew where he was going. Like, he knew where he was going. Knew it. You could not tell that man he wasn't going. He knew it because he knew who he was talking to every day. So he had a couple strokes, and the point where I realized that this was no longer his home was he was an excellent guitar player. I mean, and I could sit down for hours and hours and just hear that man play. It was jazz. Like, these chords, I don't know how he pulled them up, but it was just the sweetest thing. And after his second stroke, one day he was trying to play and he couldn't. And the man's face just went, it was just this countenance loss, like, the one thing I really, really loved, I can't do anymore. And the look on his face was, and as soon as that came across him, though, you saw this look of, oh, but I think I know what this means. And then he started to go downhill, right? So, but his body wasn't giving out yet because he still loved being around his family. So we were at his bedside and he was having problems breathing. And his wife sat down next to him and she says, "You know who got me, right? You know who's got me." And as soon as she said that, he smiled. Couldn't breathe properly, but you saw this faint smile and he was gone. He was like, "You're right. I'm sorry. I forgot. You're right." And the whole room, I mean, we were singing and stuff, and we literally felt the man leave. We literally could feel it. Like, we knew, all right. And we knew exactly where he was. But he had that kind of belief that, dude, I know where I'm going. And it wasn't even a year later that mama followed too. And for that whole year, she said, "This man better hurry up and take me. I'm ready to be gone." The whole year, this lady kept saying, "Just take me already. I'm ready to go. I don't have nothing left to do here. I have nothing left to do here. I'm ready to go. I am ready to go."
You say, "I'm out of here."
She'd get up in the morning, be like, "Okay, today's gonna be the day."
Wow.
She was prepped. Her bags was packed. She was set.
Ready to go.
She left in the middle of the night. Dead sleep, she was gone.
Oh, shoot.
And I don't think we have that faith. I don't think majority of us have that, where we can say, all right, God has me, and there is no doubt he has me. He has no doubt he has my family. And even if I die in the most horrible way, he still has me. He still has me, even if I die in the most horrible way. I tell you, when Elton passed, it was one of the most beautiful transitions I'd ever seen in my life. The mere fact that when he passed, he was at peace with the fact that I'm going to heaven. He knew it. He just knew.
That's a wonderful feeling to have, man.
It is.
Straight up.
Wonderful feeling.
Straight up.
You know? And that's why I'm not afraid of COVID.
especially when you handled your business and you left your wife and your kids straight. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, at that point, man, I don't know, man. You know, I just know that one thing I want to do is just make sure I do my job and do what I'm supposed to do. And I prepare my kids for that already. I tell them, you know, I won't be here forever. And they both know that. They both understand that. So what else can we do, man?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And so I wanted to end it with this. If you want to wear your mask, make sure you wear your mask understanding why you're wearing a mask. And if I don't wear a mask, don't tell me nothing. Because you're going to end up saying something to me that I'm going to end up saying something back.
Hey, man. I can't explain you, man. You just, I can't. I'm gonna figure out who you remind me of.
Okay, so I want to tell you one more joke before we depart about my kid. This is how I knew right away that there was no doubt it's mine.
I say it's mine.
It's mine. You know,
I'm
you
the
look at your
peppy.
child and you're like, okay, yeah,
I'm the peppy.
that's my child. I'm in Safeway, and I'm walking through Safeway, and I'm not wearing a mask. Obviously, I don't do. It was Fred Meyer. And I'm walking out, and I pass the pharmacy, right? And this old guy standing there with his mask on, and he's doing this, looking at me and shaking his head. And I said, "Keep shaking, keep shaking." I am. And he starts mumbling. I said, "Bro, just keep shaking." And he takes the mask down to shout at me and puts it back up.
Come on, man.
Hold on. And so I look back and I stand. I said, "Bro, just keep shaking, just keep shaking." Christoph stops. And stops me because he stops. And he turns around and says, "Keep shaking, keep shaking."
Yep, that's your boy.
I almost died. My whole side was hurting. I was laughing. This man was so mad because both of us were dying laughing.
Hey, you know what you should have said? You should have walked down the street. You were like, "I's the peppy."
Well, I high fived them right then and there. It's like, yeah, keep shaking.
Oh man, keep shaking. And you was thinking, "I's the peppy."
I was so happy with that little man. I was like,
oh man,
yeah, that's my boy.
I could see him doing it too, man.
I was dead.
Wow.
That would have been like 5 million hits on TikTok right then and there.
Oh my God, dude, you should have had that camera rolling.
But, and I see it like that. You just don't tell me nothing. You can wear your mask. As we heard, it protects both ways. It's not just for you to protect me; it's for me to be protected by you. So wear your mask.
No, wear two of them. Wear two.
Yeah, wear two, and make sure you invert it, and then put an N95 on top of that.
And then cover up your ugly face.
That's right. Put a plastic bag over your head. That'll be for life.
Yeah.
But you heard right then and there from someone breaking down exactly how the mask works. If you want to wear the mask, feel free. I'm just letting you know they're testing you to see if you would deny the power of the person you say you believe in. I keep going back to Junior Asparagus. God is bigger than the boogeyman. And he is. And if he is bigger than the boogeyman, coronavirus ain't nothing.
Not a damn thing.
Yeah, chump. Absolute chump. Yeah. So
yeah.
When are you doing your Mark of the Beast thing?
I'm thinking about, dude, that's funny. I was just thinking about that. I mean, literally just thinking about that. I'm gonna try to hook it up for tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if we can get Jerome to join us. That'd be really really good. My guy Jerome.
Not Rome.
No, Merlin. Merlin. Look at me. I would need you to look at me. No. Jerome.
Okay.
Yeah, Jerome.
Make sure y'all share this when it's done too. Feel free, pass it around. Let people know what's going on. I'm not making this stuff up. That was a doctor, nurse, somebody smarter than me.
Let them tell it.
They're breaking down exactly what the masks do. So,
I mean,
if you still want to wear it, have at it. I'm not stopping you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But don't stop me from not
do what you need to do, but don't try to force it on me.
Yeah, I'm gonna slap you. No, I'm just kidding. I ain't gonna slap you. Well, I might, especially if you grab me. I'm gonna do something. See what Joanne said? She wore the mask all the time
and still got it. If I tell them in a store, they be following me around. I say, dude, quit following me. Because if I'm stealing, that means I really need it. And you might want to call the police. You
Yeah,
don't
I'm
want to touch me.
bread. AOC said it's okay if I steal bread.
They say it's okay. You can do that.
Take bread.
Yeah.
Break bread
Yeah.
and rejoice. So
Break.
what time tomorrow are you thinking?
You know what? I forgot tomorrow is Karina's birthday. So I'm gonna try to hook it up during the day while they're at school. Yeah, let's try to let's talk about it in the morning. Huh?
Let me know if you want me on.
No, I do want you on. Like
Okay.
it's if you're not on, it's not gonna work out.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit me up with the time. Hit the people
Yeah.
up. Let them know. Make sure y'all tune in to Corey, okay? Not for me, but for Corey, because Corey's smart.
Just face it.
Corey's what you call smart.
With my 8th grade education.
Oh, super
Still
smart.
smart.
Real
Still
smart.
smart.
Concrete jungle smart.
That's that super duper.
Super duper duper smart.
And just because I don't use all them big words, that don't mean I'm not smart.
I just know what they mean and don't need to use them.
It don't. Yeah, it don't. Quit letting people tell you all that.
But I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Pass the word around. Make sure this gets around to people so they don't look stupid, and keep people from doing something worse to themselves than they need to. So we love you guys. Have a good night, and we out. Peace.
Peace.